What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about this Puff Daddy Sean Combs trial, federal trial, right? Now, a lot of people are talking about this. YouTubers, various YouTubers been covering this extensively. Me, myself, I haven't. I've been watching from afar at some of the stuff. And I want to chime in today on this whole situation, this whole thing, right? And I honestly believe, and I want you people to understand, I'm going to come from a male standpoint, looking at another male on trial. And I'm going to get my whole commentary will be on just that. Now, this guy has been on the stand and said a lot of stuff has been said about him. I mean, he ain't been on the stand, but he's been in trial. A lot of stuff has been said about him. Embarrassing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Sick things. You know, we've heard different testimonies. Personal assistants, escorts, so on and so forth. Right? It don't look good. We all know that. Take a look at these two videos right here and tell me what you think of them in the comment section, because when we come back and I come back with my commentary, I'm just going to shoot from the hip and you guys tell me what you think about what I'm about to say. Take a look.
We're following breaking news right now out of New York City, where the judge in Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking case just denied a motion for a mistrial. Combs' legal team accused prosecutors of misconduct over the implication that the music mogul might have destroyed fingerprint evidence. Combs is currently facing multiple charges, including sex trafficking and racketeering. He has pleaded not guilty and has denied the allegations against him. NBC News entertainment correspondent Chloe Malas is live outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan. Chloe, you've been following this case really since before it was even just bubbling up amongst your sources. Tell us more, though, about this most recent push for a mistrial. Why did the judge, he shot it down really quickly.
Morgan, it was this explosive moment in the courtroom. So what was happening is that on the stand was this firefighter for the Los Angeles Fire Department, and he was one of the first individuals on the scene after that Molotov cocktail destroyed the inside of Kid Cudi's Porsche. We heard Kid Cudi on the stand talk about this explosion in his car last week, and now we were hearing from both the LAPD and the LAFD about their investigation and what they found on the scene. But during this line of questioning from New York prosecutors, they kept asking him about some fingerprints that had been destroyed, not at his directive, that these fingerprints had been found at Kid Cudi's home during a break-in a few weeks before, and Kid Cudi had testified that he felt like Combs and his team were behind that break-in of his home right around Christmas time. The fingerprints were collected, they were turned over to the LAFD, they were cataloged into evidence, but then they were destroyed. And so this line of questioning was going on, and you heard an objection from one of Combs's criminal defense attorneys, and then they actually moved the jury, dismissed them out of the courtroom, and there was a showdown between Combs's criminal defense team, the judge, and the New York prosecutors. And I want to just read you a little bit about what Alexandra Shapiro, one of Combs's attorneys, what she said. So these are from my notes of me in the courtroom, because I just have a notepad. And she said, "There is no way to unring this bell. It's outrageous prejudice that has been caused, meaning that the jury, even if they move to strike that testimony, Morgan, they can never unhear this sort of inference that Combs may have destroyed evidence." Now, prosecutors, neither did the investigator from the Los Angeles Fire Department. They never said that Combs destroyed any evidence or had anything to do with it. But the line of questioning really made it seem to everybody in the courtroom, it seems, that maybe Combs had something to do with it. So again, the judge, he shot it down, but he did bring the jury back in, Morgan, and instructed them to disregard any of that testimony from the investigator, whose name is Jimenez. And so it was this moment that lasted for about 10 minutes or so, and it was very heated.
All right, Chloe Malas, they're outside that courthouse where everything is happening, that explosive moment happening just behind you in those doors. Chloe Malas, thank you so much.
Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial will resume tomorrow as a third personal assistant is set to take the stand. Over the first couple of weeks, jury members heard explosive testimony detailing the alleged physical and emotional abuse Combs caused. Let's bring in David Gelman, former prosecutor and a criminal defense attorney. David, welcome.
Hey, Mike, good to be here.
So in week 2 of testimony, jurors heard from a dozen witnesses as prosecutors try to prove sex trafficking and racketeering. What are your expectations when court resumes tomorrow?
It's going to be really interesting tomorrow when Diddy's third or fourth assistant takes a stand, and she's going to actually corroborate Kid Cudi's testimony from last week, where he said that Diddy and another associate of his bombed his Porsche years ago at his house. Now, you have to have corroboration about that because nobody can put Diddy there. And in fact, nobody even can say Diddy's the actual one who did it. But if they can say that Diddy or an associate of his did it, then you may have a racketeering charge there. Because right now, as it stands, Mike, nothing, and I mean nothing, is sticking to Diddy.
Diddy's lawyers are trying to make the case that his escapades do not amount to federal crimes. How difficult is that argument?
I think they're doing a fantastic job, honestly. Look, everybody has said, and Diddy's lawyers even said it in their opening statement, Diddy is not a good guy. There's a lot of domestic violence that occurred between him and Cassie in their relationship. However, what we've heard so far from the testimony of Cassie and the other individuals does not amount to the federal charges that he's being charged with right now. I'm not going to say anything that we heard is very good because it's all horrific. However, the state or the government in this particular instance needs to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he conspired to racketeer, to sex traffic, and to promote prostitution. So far, they're falling way behind in this. And I know there's a lot more to go in this trial because they're saying it's going to be about 8 weeks. But the government really better step on the gas because they don't have a lot more time to go.
So the play seems to be maybe admit to a state crime that avoids prison time. Is that it?
Yeah, I think so. Look, again, you're hearing about all this domestic violence, but all of that has nothing to do with what Diddy is charged with. There's a possibility, and I'm saying a very strong possibility right now, that Diddy could walk, that he could be spending 4th of July at home having a barbecue.
Interesting. David Gelman, thank you very much for your analysis today.
As you've seen it, Diddy was denied mistrial, you know what I'm saying, from his defense team, wanting to get a mistrial. And now they're talking about Diddy. It's a possibility this guy could walk because it seemed like they not getting to the meat and potatoes of this thing, trying to prove him guilty of sex trafficking. Now listen, look it up here. It says, it has a bunch of charges for this guy, right? And you look at the whole situation of who's came forward, who's talked. Celebrities are coming out, testifying, this guy's not a good guy. Like they said, the defense team, oh, Diddy's not a good guy. They trying to cut through the chase to get the jury to see, to look past the evil shit that he did and the nature that he has. Like I told you, money only magnifies more of who you are as a person and how you see the world. This guy right here has achieved heights most of us are never, achieve. And he's seen things and lived things most of us will never live. But I can, and I can, I can't speak on that. But what I can speak on is the standpoint of being a man. This guy got daughters. This guy did some abusive stuff. They showing domestic violence, and assistants are coming out saying some of the crazy stuff he did, some of the just freaky stuff that he was accused of doing. They talking about he had on almost like a Muslim woman head garb, and he would be in the room touching himself while Cassie would be with us. It's a bunch of crazy stuff. And then from a male standpoint, we like, damn, when is enough enough? This guy got children, female children. You know what I'm saying? You seen come up from birth to almost adulthood. You know what I'm saying? And I think you do have an adult daughter. And you understand that they're precious to you while doing this to somebody else's kid or kids. Said he threatened one of his female personal assistants the first day. Threatening a bunch of people, doing freaky shit. They talking about the Tootsie Roll and all it. Listen, men don't give a damn about that. You figure that always comes up when the guys on the stand. They talk about the size of his meat. It don't mean nothing to other guys. But reason why I'm doing this video, and let me get right to the whole thing of this. After this is over, whether he faces time or not, Diddy got to get the fuck out of here. You cannot stay in America no more after all this crazy stuff. You being a music mogul and you done ruined everything. With all this stuff that's said about you, hell, just one of these things alone can ruin somebody's career. Day after day after day, stuff is coming out that this guy that has people's jaws dropping like, you know what I'm saying? He got to go to a country. I'm not being funny. Don't get mad at me. Just hear me out. He got to go to a country where baby oil is accepted, rub downs, freak-a-leak parties, butt sex, Tootsie Rolls, all that shit is acceptable. He need to go there because he can't be here no more in America because I think he done ruined everything. You know what I'm saying? Guilty or innocent, ain't nobody gonna want to work with him, and ain't nobody damn sure gonna try to sign to him or have him do music for them, knowing that this guy is a tyrant. When he got the power, he exercises it and uses it against people for whether it's sexual gratitude or just intimidation, anything. What the man? And then this guy got kids that's in there hearing and seeing this, y'all. Seriously, all jokes aside, with all of the craziness, because it's all out there and you guys know about it. Think about it. Just when it's all said and done, he looks hella bad. Bad enough you the ire of a lot of people's jokes. How can anybody look you in your face and take you serious? Especially men. See, I don't know how it is to be from a woman's standpoint, hearing the abuse stuff and, you know, seeing what Puffy's doing, the video with Cassie I did and stuff. Women look at it differently than men from a standpoint of, especially women that have been through domestic violence situations. They look at him totally different than I would because I never been through that. This guy right here, man, he done ruined every damn thing for himself. And he already had a bad, reputation, that was spoken circles. Now all of this is out in the open. Your kids in there hearing this type of stuff. Man, this is crazy. Now they saying it's a chance he may walk. With the justice system being bullshit, it wouldn't be surprising to me. After that Tyree Nichols shit I seen, no. I'm telling you, this guy right here is the worst of the worst. And there's more like him, they just ain't got caught. And I still believe there are a lot of celebrities that was tied up with him that haven't came forward, and they're praying that he does get off so they ain't got to be a part of this or have their name mentioned. Because I think if he get caught and ultimately go down, he going to pull a lot of people down with that ship. And I think that's his hold card. What about you? I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Money and power can be a damaging thing, and not to the person that has it, because he's where he's at for a reason. You know what I'm saying? He didn't think about getting caught. He didn't think about anything, and he got worse with age. But those around him were the ones that paid the ultimate price, and that's what's sad. See you in the next video. Take care.